is at the best. So which is on the best organization in the Hyderabad what I observed. They are giving the training for the people and they are giving an assistance for your placement services also. So you people can learn more with the help of this organization. Since past years, they are giving services to a number of students and these organizations having good number of contacts with MNC companies. They are going to arrange the job melas, job interviews, online interviews with support from the higher officials. It's the best organization what I observed since my experience that I want to say about this organization. Thank you very much. Now, this is Seshu, basically Oracle Certified Professional and Java Certified Professional and the Certified Soft Skills Trainer, having 13 plus years of experience in this training industry. So I'll be going as a visiting faculty and the freelance corporate trainer for a number of universities. So it is my honorable day where I must thankful for Samira Madam and as well as Manish Sir, where they give an opportunity for me. So you can listen what is actually Java, where you can understand what is the purpose of Java, then how we can write the programs. And you must keep in your mind, my dear children, out of 100%, 62% of Java professionals are required in the software industry. If you are good at basics, they'll give training in the advanced concepts like Java full stack, JPython, whatever it may be, which we can say. So as far as I'm concerned, you're all professionals. I think we'll be having the knowledge of C and C++, whatever it may be. Might have some people have gone for interviews also. But this organization having one strategy that the which training modules they want to give in the training and in which modules they are going to ask in the questions, where in the interviews also. They designed a curriculum in such a way, the interview point, the HR. Okay, can I increase my voice? 1 second, please. Can you hear me now? Balashri, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's very good. So we can follow some rules and regulations on this particular activity. Right. Before going to original concept, I think you're all aware about the Java technologies. But in interviews, they'll be asking only basics. How far you are good at communication skills, at same time, some coding skills, and same time, some oral skills, which we can say. So in this session, I want to give demo on Java, where you people can understand what is the purpose of this Java technologies. Now I'll be sharing the screen. Then we can go for the explanation, which we can see. Okay, 1 second, please. I'm going to share the screen now. I'll be closing all my windows which I was opened over here. Okay. Can you see the screen now, my dear students? After showing some theory part, I'll go for the practical section, how to do.
Yes.
That's okay. Let us feel that it is an interview session, as I think in this Zoom platform, a lot of freshers will be there. Some people are professionals also. So let us feel that these people are organizing one mock interview session. That's okay. So we are going to deal in Java, as the concept I want to say you is constructors. Then I want to go with the Java collections. If time is there, I want to show you an advanced Java application of JDBC also. That's okay. Before going to original concept, the overall heart of your Java, which is nothing but the classes, in turn, you are going to convert in the form of methods, objects. Keep in mind that the classes and as well as the objects, you can invoke the objects by calling the methods. So the modules of Java, whether if you go for core Java or advanced Java like JDBC, servlets, JBC, Hibernate, Strings, whatever it may be, the overall concept depends upon your classes, objects, methods, and as well as the interfaces. If you're perfect about all these modules, along with another concept called constructors, these are all the building blocks of either core Java applications or advanced Java applications also, which we can see. So be perfect about in this particular modules which we can say. So I repeat once again, my dear children, you must be very strong about the classes. You are going to convert classes in the form of objects, and you are going to invoke the objects with the help of the methods. And the methods are released by interfaces concept. Not only classes, the classes can be converted with the help of your constructors. So I given one agenda for you. These are all the building blocks. Now in today's class, in this demo session, I want to go for the constructors which we can see. What is that? Constructors. If there is no constructors, we can't do anything. Keep in your mind that one. So basically, what is a class? As you people know, class we are going to call template of an object. Keep in mind that one. If anybody is going to ask, what is a class? You simply say that it is a template of an object. Keep in mind that one. Or you people can call it is the blueprint of an object which we can say. Why? The entire Java is depends upon object oriented programming structure. Class does not contain main method. It is just like a skeleton. Keep in mind that one. Means you people are going to call this class anywhere in your main method. Then you can create the object. That is the first concept which you can say. Now we are going to go for the concept called the constructors, which is a heart of Java, which we can say. So keep in mind that the constructor is nothing but which is going to initialize an object at the time of creation. If there is no constructors, what you are going to do? You are going to create the object by yourself and converting that one. So please keep in your mind that one. I want to show you one program for you. Then I'll explain what is constructor over here. Then you can understand very, very easily. So keep in mind that before going to this constructor, I want to share you some rules. The first rule where you people must go means your class name and as well as what is that? Your class name. What you are going to create the class name. The class name and constructor name must be one and same. Keep in mind that the class name and constructor name must be one and same. Keep in mind that one. That is the first rule. The main purpose of the constructor is which is going to initialize an object at the time of creation, which you people can call this constructor is also known as a special member function, which we can say. What is that? Special member function. It looks like just like an function only. Keep in mind that one. But lot of difference is there. Function means what? Method. What is the purpose of method? It executes the behavior of an object. But constructor is not like that. It is a special member function. Keep in mind that one. You are going to get the point, my dear students. See, which you people can write. This constructor is a block of code which is having similar to methods. Keep in mind that one. This constructor is called when an instance of the class is created. The overall theme of this constructor is the main job of this constructor is to initialize the internal state of an object. What is that? To initialize. Keep in mind that one. To initialize the state of an object which we can say. Why? It is going to specify the object structure. That is the reason I specified you, which is going to specify the internal state of the object. What is that? Internal state of the object which we can say. Now I want to show you one program. Then we can execute, we can know what is the purpose of this particular constructor. So keep in mind that the overall concept is depends upon your which one? The constructor only. If there is no constructor, we cannot create any objects which we can say. Now what I'm going to do means the syntax for your constructor. First of all, let us learn the syntax of constructor. So the class followed by the class name. You are getting the point? Just you open your class, then you specify the constructor name. What I said, the class name and as well as the constructor name must be one and same, which we can say. Keep in mind that one. In that, you people are going to write the body. Body means what? You can write any statements which we can say. You are getting the point? Next, I'm going to close the constructor. Next, we are going to close the class name. As you people know very well that you can write the methods inside of a class also. The main difference between your methods and constructor is Constructor does not contain the return type. That is the first thing you must keep in your mind, that one. My dear students, you are getting the point. But methods will contain the return type, either integer, float, or double, which we can say. So when you people are going to specify this one internally, which initializes the object. So it is syntax for you. Now I'll be showing you the program, how we can compile this application, then how we can execute the application, which we can say. Now what I want to do means, I want to find the volume of two boxes using constructors. Keep in mind that one. Constructor is not going to be occupied any space in the memory while declaration. At runtime only, it is going to occupy space. It is very fast when compared to methods. Now I'm going to take one class box. I want to find out the volume of two boxes. In this, I'm going to take a double width, comma, I'm going to take a height, comma, I'm going to take depth. It is my class structure. Now I closed my class structure over here. So which contains the data members 3. You must observe that these data members are also known as instance variables or class members. Keep in mind that one. Now what I'm going to do? Now I want to create one constructor. How can I create the constructor? Just by calling, what is your class name? Box. You call the constructor followed by the non-argument constructor. We'll be having different types of constructors. Constructor with no argument. What we are going to do now? In the next program, we are going to go with the help of the parameters. In the next program, we are going for constructor overloading. The simple concept is, if you people want to construct one house in the real world, what you will do, my dear children? You are going to prepare a plan on the chart. If it's everything is going to okay in the chart, you are going for the real world. You are constructing the house on the paper, on the chart. If everything is going to be designed on the chart, if it is okay by your clients, then you are implementing the chart into the real world. అంటే ఒరిజినల్ గా మీరు ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ తయారు చేసే ముందరే ఇక్కడ మీరు ఏం చేస్తున్నారు? You are going to construct your house on the paper. That is called the constructor. If any error modification is there, you can do on that particular chart only. Otherwise, after constructing of your house, if you got any error, you cannot demolish the house. That is the reason the constructor was implemented. That is the reason they specified the class name and as well as constructor name must be one and same. Now, what I want to do? I want to find out the volume of the object called box, which we can say. In that, I'm going to call the system class. Out is an object. Println is a method. This constructor is going to define which one? It is specifying constructing box, which we can say. What is that? Constructing box. It is a definition of your constructor. Keep in mind that one. It is going to act as a method. It is going to act everything. It is responsible to create one object, which we can say. In this, I'm going to pass the values. One rule is there. You cannot initialize the values in the class structure, my dear students. You can initialize the value in the constructor. I'm going to take width equals to 10, one value. I'm going to take the height equal to some 15. Then we are going to take the depth equals to something. What the values is specified over here, that can be called anywhere, that can be invoked anywhere, which we can say. Now what I'm going to do, just I'm going to define one method to invoke the object. With the help of this constructor, it is going to create the object is created. Now what I want to do, I want to invoke the object. For that, I am going to create my own method, something. I'm going to call double volume method, that is user defined method. This method is going to return. So return is a statement which contains for your data type for double, which we can say. So keep in mind, children, you can go with the void return type also. If you are going for the numerical data types like integer, double, float, you must call the return statement, which you can say. What it is going to return? Width into. Next, what I'm going to call height into. Next, what I'm going to call depth. I'm going to access my data members over here. I closed my method. Now I closed my which one? The constructor, which we can say. Keep in mind that one. You are getting the point, my dear children. The main purpose of this one is this particular syntax initializes an object and creates a structure of an object. And this method, what it is going to do, it is going to specify which one? the return of your volume. It is going to construct the box. Can you find? There is no main method over here. Keep in mind that one. There is no main method in the class box. There is no main method in the constructor, and there is no main method where in your volume also. Means what? Before main method, we are going to create the object. But how you people can run? Just by calling which one? The main method which we can say. For that, I'm going to call class. I can take any class which we can say. HYD I'm going to take. Or I can take a HYSE. You can take any class name. This class name is going to contain which one? The main method. By calling the access specifier called public. Static is a keyword. Public static void main. And we are going to call the string arguments. These two are the default statements. It's a mandatory statement. Even though you write anything, we are going to call this one in the main method, which we can say. That's okay. The first step, what you created, class structure. Is that what you are going to do? The box constructor. Next, what you are going to do? Define one method. Why? To invoke the object. Next, we close the class structure, which we can say. Now, I must create the objects now. How? I'm going to call the box class. I'm going to create the object called B. Dynamically, I'm going to allocate the box constructor. What the values you are going to specify over here, that is passed in this pair of arguments. Next, I want to go for the another box also. For the second box, there is no question of creation of once again. Box B1 equals to new box constructor. It is also empty. Now you created the object. Means these two are called the objects called B1. It is a B object. Keep in mind that one. Second one, I'm going to create other physical object called B1 object, which we can say. These two also over. Now, what is the next step? You must invoke the object now. How you can invoke the object? That is the reason I'm going to take a one volume variable. So I want to store the values. What is that? I want to store the values in my which one? The volume variable, which we can say. How can I go? Just volume equals to, I am going to call my object called b dot volume method. What is that? Volume method I specified. You're getting the point. That is the main thing. If you people want to display another box method also, the same answers you are going to get. Why? And you can go for the other values also. So b dot v1 dot volume. So you can call your constructor like this. You can invoke your object like this, which we can say. I'm going to close public. I'm going to close my volume, which we can say. Keep in mind that one means the main concept over here is with the help of single constructor, you can create the multiple objects over here. If not, you can go for only one object. The overall theme is you must keep in your mind. The first step is to create the class structure. Keep in mind that one. Second point is just declare the constructor in the class structure, which we can say that is a separate second point. In this way, you must write the algorithm. Third one, you can define the method also in the constructor. Fourth step, just close the constructor and as well as your which one?
Class.
Your method also and as well as class also. You are getting the point. Now we can execute this program. Now please see. So I'm going to save this file where I deployed my Java application, which is the C drive. Yeah, which is of users raw. What is the file name I given? hyse.java. You can run this application two modes, either in the standard platform or NetBeans IDE editor also, which we can say. You are getting the point, my dear children. So class structure, constructor, method, again the main method and objects and calling your object, which we can say. So I'll go back to my command prompt. I'll share the screen for you. Now can you see the screen, my dear students? I'll share the screen for you. That's okay. You're getting the point? Now Java C. Let us see if you are going to get any errors. That is going shown by your compiler. So Java C, what's the file name? File name .java. Okay. Now I call Java followed by file name. It's giving the message for you constructing box and as well as constructing box, which we can say. You are getting the point, my dear children. So there is no compilation error over here. If I remove this particular constructor, keep in mind that one. If I remove the constructor, if I remove this constructor, it is not going to invoke. Now I'm going to remove this one, the overall thing. You are getting the point? I'll remove this one. Once again, I'm going to save this file. Now please see hyse.java. Again, going back, sharing your screen. Now please see. Okay. Are you getting any information for you? The program is not error. I remove the constructor, means the object is not initialized at the time of your which one? The class, which we can say. It is a concept of your constructor. Keep in mind that one. Now what we can do means we people can go with the help of the other concept called constructor overloading and as well as parameterized constructors also. Now what we done with the help of only which one? The constructor with no argument, which we can say. Now we can go with parameterized constructors, just like a method also. The main difference between the method and as well as constructor is method also going to accept the arguments, but it won't create the object. Keep in mind that one. But constructor is going to accept the arguments. The advantage is it is going to initialize an object at the time of creation, which we can say. The other advantage is the constructor does not contain any return type, but methods must contain the return type, which we can say. Now let us go back. We are going for another concept called parameterized constructors. After this, I'll be showing you other program. Then what you understood over here? The method is important, the class is important, the constructor is important. You are getting the point? So the overall concept of Java depends upon this particular concept only. Now I'm going for the parameterized constructors. Means what? It is just like an. Keep in mind that one. You are going to pass the value. So keep in mind that the main purpose of this parameterized constructor, it can accept a specific number of parameters to initialize data members of class with distinct values. Means what? You people can pass any type of your values in the constructor. Now I'm going to take one class called public class. Class name, I'm going to take something. You are getting the point? In this, I'm going to pass one data type called string data type. I'm going to pass a student name. Keep in mind that one. So next, I'm going to take integer student age, which we can say. That's okay. Now I'm going to create the constructor. Which constructor? My class name is edu, which contains. Now I'm going to pass string name is the arguments, which we can say, comma, I'm going to call student age, which we can say. See now, this class contains, okay, 1 second. I'm going to share the screen now. Sorry. Can you see the screen now, my dear student? That's okay. We have been created one class called education. In that, I'm going to declare the two data members. That's okay. Now we are going to create the constructor called edu, which contains the class name and the file name, the class name, and as well as constructor name must be one and same. In that, I'm going to pass the arguments as name, but here the student name and student age, these are actual data members of the class called edu. Keep in mind that one. So in this constructor, I can pass the arguments, but the arguments must be different, which we can say. So I close my brackets over here. I open. Now I'm going to assign these two. How? How can I assign? Just student name equals to assigning the actual to the formal arguments. Next, I'm going to call the student age to which one? The age. That's over. Now I close my constructor. This constructor contains with arguments. One is of string data type. The other one is of integer data type. Instead of declaring each and every time, once you define your constructor what to do, you can call at any time, which we can say. Now, to invoke the object, I'm going to display my own method by calling display method, which we can say. So this method is going to invoke which one? The behavior of an object by calling just system dot out dot print ln. Keep in mind that one. First of all, I want to display the student name. You are getting the point. Next, I want to display which one? The student age, which we can say. What is that? Student name and as well as student age. I given my variable as stud.name. Keep in mind that one. That's okay. After that, I want to display which one? The student age, which we can say. I'm going to close this method. That's okay. After that, I must write the main method now. How? Public static void main. Public static void main string arguments. Why? In Java, the each and everything is going to be accepted in the form of strings, which we can say. Then what is the next step, student? Already we created class structure. We initialize an object with the help of a constructor, and we assigned the formal argument to the actual arguments, and we created one method to invoke the object for this one. Now we must analyze or we must create a dynamic memory now by calling this class. How? Just call the class, and we are going to specify one object name obj, allocate dynamical memory, and I'm calling my constructor. In this, I'm going to pass my values directly. We given the data members over there. Now we are going to pass which one? Our own values, which we can say. So I'm going to specify comma. You are getting the point. I'm going to pass my age also. That is okay. How can I display now? Just object to dot. Which method we are going to call now? Display. That's all. What we are going to call? Display. Now you close your which one? Public static void main. Keep in mind that one. So any doubts in this program, my dear students? Now I'm going to close my class over. You can do in this one. I repeat finally. This is called parameterized. Means what? You can pass your arguments at runtime. When the program compilation is going to be started, automatically the object is created. But at runtime, the values are going to pass in this data members, which we can say. Now I'm going to save this file in my concerned location. I'm going to specify the file name as the class name what edu. Okay, edu.java. Okay, I'm going to save in all files. Now let us go back to my original prompt. I'm sharing the screen for you. You are getting the point. That's okay. Now Java C. What is the file name I given? edu.java. So it is giving one error for us. Why? Can you say, children? It is a class now basically data type. I must go in the uppercase. Just go with the help of your uppercase, which we can say string, and as well as a string, which we can say. Once again, you save this one. First of all, your JDK must be installed. Keep in mind that one. .java. Okay, I saved this one. Next CLS. I'm going to compile the application. That's over. Next, follow Java edu, which we can say. You got the output now, my dear students. You can pass the values at runtime. That is called parameterized constructors. So keep in mind that we got some rules for parameterized constructors. For your parameters constructors, one must provide the initial values as arguments. You must pass the arguments over here. Keep in mind that one. You must pass which one? The arguments at runtime in the constructor. If you're not going to pass the arguments, the data members what initialized is going to store an which one? The garbage value, which we can say. You are getting the point, children? That is the parameterized constructor, which we can say. In the same way, we can go for constructor overloading. This concept is called polymorphism. Before I want to explain polymorphism, I want to say you the lively example. Anybody? One second. I want to. Can anybody spell it? Santosh is there. My boy Santosh is there. Now I'm going to specify this one. Santosh, can you hear me, my dear boy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's okay. Santosh, you are a fresher or experienced person?
Fresher, sir.
You are a fresher. From which college, my boy?
Guru Nanak, sir.
Guru Nanak. That's
Yes.
okay. Now Santosh is our object. Keep in mind that one. Presently, he's a fresher. While he's going to college, he is a student. Where while he's going to college, he's a student. Now he came back from college, he gone to his house. So in house, the Santosh become as a son. Keep in mind that one means in his house. If Santosh is going to one supermarket, he becomes as a customer. You are getting the point? When it's go for which one? The supermarket, which we can say. If Santosh is going to wait near the bus stand, he becomes a passenger. You are getting the point? What is that? He becomes a passenger. Why? He is waiting for bus. Keep in mind that one. This is called polymorphism. One object is going to perform the multiple operations. Similarly, either that may be function, either that may be constructor. Keep in mind that one is going to perform multiple operation with the different signatures. Means the function name must be one and same, or the constructor name must be one and same, but with different signatures, which we can say. That is called overloading. That is called polymorphism, which we can say. You are getting the point? So for this, we can go for one application program. If anybody is going to ask what is constructor overloading? What is your answer, Santosh, my boy? How can you say this answer? What is constructor overloading? If they are going to ask, please mute the mic. Balashi is given one message. Samira madam, somebody they on their mic it seems. Please look after. Okay. Now we are going for constructor overloading. If they are going to ask this question, you can simply say that it is a technique in which a class can have any number of constructors that differ in parameter list. Keep in your mind that one. So what is the difference that one? Which is going to differ in parameter list, which we can say. In the previous program, we gone for parameterized constructor. Now in this constructor overloading, you can pass a number of parameters but having the same constructor name. So keep in mind that the compiler differentiates these constructors by taking into an account the number of parameters in the list and the type. By specifying your data types only, it can understand which type of constructor you people are going to do. So now in this application program, we can write one constructors, which we can say. You are getting the point? Please say now. So we can write one constructor overloading, how it is going to specify, then how we can see. Can I write the program for you? Okay. Now I'm going to take one class called Hyderabad. That is my important and lovely place for me. Okay. In this, I'm going to take one data type called string. I'm going to specify language. Keep in mind that language is a data member. That's okay. Now what I'm going to specify, I'm going to convert my constructor. So I'm going to call one keyword called this keyword. This means what? It is going to act as a pointer to refer any one of your data type. You can call outside of your class also. This dot language equals to I'm specifying Java over here. That's okay. Now I close my constructor. This constructor with no argument. Keep in mind that one. This constructor with no argument. Next, I'm going to create the other constructor, which we can say. In this, I'm going to pass one. The data type called which one? The language, which we can say. In this also, I'm going to take parameter as a string. I open this one. I open my constructor. In this, I am also going to call this dot language. Keep in mind that one. What is that? This dot language I'm assigning of a constructor. That's okay. You are getting the point. The second constructor. One is with no argument constructor. The second one is constructor with which one? The string argument. Now, what I'm going to do? I'm going to create one method. What is that? I'm going to create one method. My method must be in the public state. I'm going to call which one? The public access specifier, or simply you can write the void return type.